So this has been ongoing malicious intentional activity against me and my mom for 4 years, and then this specific method has been used. The methods have been used that have been intentionally not recognized as crime for 4 years, over and over, to wear me out, to get the, and the intention is to get my property by gang members, the criminals who've been doing this scamming on and on. So like one thing, the main person who's been doing this, when I've been attempting, but I found the previous addresses in other states where she's done this, and the policy police have, it's outside our jurisdiction, we can't look at it. Is there any, who would I go to if I wanted, within like the city government, who would I report to? Higher up, is there somebody who could look at addresses, say New Jersey and Florida? There's no one that can look at addresses and check on it to see if she did the same thing over there.
So we don't have jurisdiction outside
You don't.
of LA.
You don't.
The only people that have interstate jurisdiction is the federal government. So federal entities may be able to have that access. We don't. We're a city.
I know you don't. And then so I've been hearing for 4 years, we can't do that, we can't do that, we can't do that, we can't do that. We understand, and they've been doing and doing and doing to wear me out. Intentionally, these methods that they've maliciously, that they know these methods, all of the things that they can do, it's like they work together with the police using your authority, your badge, your capacity to arrest me, repeatedly filing false reports to you to abuse your authority maliciously and intentionally.
What reports would that make?
So, if you Google my name, there's actually restraining order against me that's preventing me getting a job as a caregiver, which is what I've been doing for many years. To slander me with all of these reports, all the bad reports on there, by a person who I have a restraining order against. But she's a gang member, and she was squatting in my house for a year and a half, drug dealing and prostituting, and there's no doubt about it. I have her crime report. She has 14 arrests on her record. This is what she does. She does drug dealing and prostituting, okay? And then when I evicted her, her stuff was in there. I brought it to the police station in West Valley. The guy says, "This is fentanyl. I can't breathe because we put the stuff there." So that's her stuff. The house was stinking of fentanyl that's filled with drug paraphernalia that I brought to the police station, and they refused to come in there. They said she has a Fourth Amendment right of privacy. If you get the proof that there's drug dealing going on in a house, you would grant that person Fourth Amendment right and not going there in there because not to violate the Fourth Amendment. They still have Fourth Amendment privacy right.
Everybody has Fourth Amendment rights.
Even so then what is, I've seen when they do a drug bust and go inside and turn everything over. What distinguishes that from someone who has protection? How come that guy, when is it when they do go in and search everything?
It depends on the nature of it, but for the most part, there has to be a confirmation of drug dealing, like say that they sold to an undercover, or a person bought from them and said, "Hey, I just bought this from this person." Now they have an investigation to go with.
Why is it that what I have doesn't cost that high?
Because
I have the drugs that she was dealing, I brought them to the police
and you said
station.
you took it to West Valley, right?
Yeah.
So West Valley narcotics detectives would be able to give you a better answer. I don't know why they wouldn't.
They didn't because they were siding with that She knows how to win. This Justine Taylor is this squatter who is expert at winning police support of a scam operation. She had I have the picture of it, the gang tagline keys inside the room where she was drug dealing and prostituting, on my mailbox and on the street corner lodge, on the fence, because she, in her mind, she owns that street because she has police support of her occupation of my house. And she was able to win the police support by telling them, you know, when there's a domestic call, you come, you separate, and she was telling them formula lies that wins the support, police support. So the police were acting as judge and jury and prosecuting me with lies, false reports that I wasn't getting to hear.
Prosecution would be you going to jail, you going to...
No, prosecution was, what they were doing was constantly coming and scolding me for what the lies they were told about me.
Okay, so let me get this straight. She generated calls, officers responded, they talked to you and her.
Yeah.
Okay, and you feel that they shouldn't have talked to you?
No, they listened to her in private, which she has to lie, and they were told formula lies about me that got them biased against me, and I video after video of them scolding me.
Okay.
Because of lies they were told. So they're acting as a judge and executioner. You know, they were helping her perform her scam. Her scam is to constantly poke at a sword. They refuse communication. I was communicating with the officer here, and I was explaining the method of communication that police use to blockade communication of information. Now you're listening to me in a way I haven't had anyone listen, perhaps because of what I told you. I'm not reporting a crime, I just want communication. You understand? You are being sympathetic to me, you're not scolding me. I have video after video of them scolding me because of bias, because of lies they were told. You understand?
They're scolding you because of what somebody
told them that are lies, malicious, intentional, and they're contrived, they're engineered. The dog psychology methods, engineered. That's what the tagline keys means, the methods to use law enforcement and law as a weapon by gang members to acquire property. So they keep poking at the sword with these actions and reports that aren't registered in the penal code to provoke me to do something over a year and a half, repeated police calls, year and a half, over and over. So to get me to do something, because law enforcement isn't helping, nobody is helping, to get me to take action that then she can use to get me arrested or to blackmail me or to sue me for the purpose of getting my house for her gang, using your authority, abusing your authority, your badge, and they would tell me she was bringing in gang members into that room in my house that had tattoos, very, very scary. And the cops were telling me, if you don't let your tenant bring her visitors into this house, we can arrest you. So that the threat of them arresting me, I had to allow gang members coming into my house doing drug dealing and prostituting. She had that label of a tenant that give her the supreme, that this is what it seems like, that the laws that grant a squatter supreme, that she can drug deal and prostitute and do all of these things that she does with complete immunity. You understand? While I had restraining order against her, and I got the restraining order right here, and I explained to the judge, she said I have to record, I would put something in there to prevent that. But they never listened. They would always take her aside and scold me. And the things that she did do that were violations, that all the things about me, when you Google my name, that they attempt to destroy me, slander me, police never, I had my wallet stolen twice, I've had 2 phones that were stolen, I had 2 dogs, that emotional support animals for my caregiving clients, stolen. They never did anything. I have immense identity theft perpetrated on me. They say we don't do identity theft. Well, the wallets were stolen by the credit card. I filed it. They do nothing. They put it on the shelf. They intentionally, yes, I've had so many crimes that actually are on the books that are filed, and they intentionally refuse to do anything. There's crimes they refuse to take report for. There's crimes they take the report, they don't do anything about. And there's crimes that have happened that I haven't yet filed because it's just frustrating. You see all this stuff going on. And the one I told the officer there about, there was a false report that caused them to enter without a warrant and threatened to arrest me.
What was the false report?
The false report was intentionally disguised as a wellness check. And then he said, well, the wellness check is, filing a false wellness check is not a crime. I can't take that report. But they intentionally formed it as a wellness check using a malicious intentional lie to do it. These are the types of methods I'm communicating to you that they're using intentionally. Do you understand? They're contrived, they're formulated intentionally to use police authority by criminals to take my house so they can have that house to do as a crime base using your authority. Criminals, drug dealers, prostitutes, they take over houses all over United States using these methods, and police, what they say, we don't like the laws, we just enforce them. They know about it. I've reported to city council members. They know about it. You understand? The abuse of police authority to help gang members, squatters, prostitutes, criminals take over houses using your authority. And then they say, we can't do anything about it because we have to enforce the law, we don't like it. So the people so they're doing bad, but they don't want to take responsibility for it. Is that right? If an officer knowingly does bad and says, well, I'm not responsible, they wrote the laws. Do you understand? That's one method. When someone wants to do bad, I'm just doing my job. I'm just following policy. I'm just doing what the law tells me to do. Is that, and then they say they're not allowed to say that what they do is they know is wrong because they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to say their moral opinion, whether what they're doing is wrong. They're not allowed to look in the background conveniently. And I explain to them every time, you know what they do? They say, what are we here for today? Because I'm not here in a crime, and you're giving me a waste of time because it's not a crime. That's what he kept saying over and over again. Do you hear? Criminals have been tormenting me for 4 years, poking at the sore, using all these methods, daily calling police to destroy me using your authority, because you have to act based on the reports you get.
Radio coverage generated, we answer the radio calls.
Yes, you answer the calls and you do, and every time they come, when I explain to them, no, we're just here to do this, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Whatever it is, we don't want to hear it. And then if I say another cop, then they say, well, that's another cop. If a swarm of bees, all of them are attacking you, and each one of them says, I'm just concerned about today, right now, I didn't do that, I want nothing to do about it.
So how can I help you? What is it that you need from me? So what you're telling responded to your house on radio calls that are bad or ill-intended. However, officers are addressing the call as they receive it, and you don't like the way that the outcomes of the calls. You don't have never gone to jail for it, right?
I could have been,
Could have been.
because they grab me, they scold me, and many have ended up in jail or sued or even shot because they were triggered. Do you understand? I'm a lucky one. I haven't been triggered to do anything that would get me arrested or shot or have evidence to sue me. You understand? Because I'm a gentleman. I'm not retaliatory. I don't go out taking revenge. I don't go out, have violent behavior. I don't go out hitting anyone, although I've been accused of it. She had put on black makeup and said she had been hit. And the two officers I have on video go at night, go looking at the flashlight, saying, "Ma'am, that looks like makeup you put on." That's a false report. If she puts on black makeup and says she's been hit, that's a false report, right? Is that not a false? Is that not a violation to say she's been hit?
I wasn't there, so I would have to look at that call to see exactly.
I show it to you. I'll show it to you. I haven't yet.
Okay.
Can I show it to you?
Sure.
Huh.
So what does he have to do to me for it to be him injuring me? Does he have to cut me with a knife, shoot me with a gun?
No,
or-
if he comes into your room, right?
That's what they did.
Okay. Then, okay, did they come in and hit you right away?
They
You say he pushed the door against you,
That's the
right?
hallway door.
So you were out there in the hallway.
Yes, because
That's the problem. So you're violating the restraining
no, he had this giant metal thing and was trying to come in my room with it.
So you're not in your room, you're out.
Because he
Okay,
was
you
holding a
keep saying,
giant metal
okay,
thing.
once again, we try to help you out here, make this one, make sure, this thing works out for you. Okay? Is what I'm trying to
Yes,
do.
Your Honor. Looks like makeup? It looks like it's makeup for you crying, yeah.
What, Mama?
Yeah.
Alright, well, it hurt underneath it. He hit me in the face, regardless.
Okay, I got you. He didn't hit you, he pushed something and ended up hitting you. Okay?
Can you ask him for his camera?
He's not in there.
Well, can you guys, I don't know how to wipe him up.
Yeah, it looks like it is, yeah.
I can see.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he's wiping off, yeah.
Is it red? Is it
It's just
bruised
blood
underneath
against like
it?
through your mask.
No,
Your
yeah,
mascara.
it's wiping off.
It doesn't look. You don't see that dark gas mark right there.
I mean,
I see that on the other side too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
both your eyes are kind of dark.
Yeah.
But it looks like they just...